It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. Happy Monday to you. I'm Anastarcia Palacious.
And I am Mark Daniels, and thank you for joining us dead early on Bahamas at Sunrise. Wake up, Bahamas.
I don't know how, what I want to find out, Bahamas, is where Mark goes to sleep. Like, does he sleep on the left side of the bed? Does he sleep on the right side of the bed? Does any of this matter in giving him the energy that he has? I don't know, but I'm always so grateful for it. It's contagious. And yes, Mark, it is a new Monday, a brand new week. And of course, we've got another great show lined up. Before that, though, how was the weekend for you?
The weekend was pretty enjoyable. It took some time. My wife and I, we went out for some dinner, had a little date night. We had ourselves a little party we went to on Saturday. We had ourselves a really nice time. And so we had a nice, relaxing weekend.
That sounds so awesome, Mark. Those times are so important, especially when you've got kids and you've got work and so many other things, to just take time for the people that you love. So I'm very happy to hear that you enjoyed it. I had an enjoyable one as well. A little tired, I must admit, but getting revved up because it's going to be another full week for me. I'm doing a conference at the end of the week, and I'll be talking some more about that later on in the show. But yeah, a good weekend. Of course, now looking forward to a great week. Mark, I just learned that the Queen tested positive for COVID.
Uh-oh. Was she about to make a visit to, is the Bahamas on her schedule? I heard about some royal visits happening in the Caribbean. I don't know if that's going to be canceled or not.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about her coming here, which I think we would have if she was making the Bahamas a stop. But certainly it's one of those jubilees. She's been around for some years. But of course, our thoughts and prayers are with her and all of those that continue to battle the pandemic. Really hoping that she'll pull through it. But in the meantime, we're sending her every positive energy and lots of love from the Bahamas. We've got a great show lined up for you today, and we're so grateful that you could stay with us. We're going to be finding out about cybersecurity risk and preventions for business, which is absolutely critical. And we'll hear what's happening for Guide Week.
Looking forward to both of those segments. Also looking forward to talking about the Speak and Lead conference, which Star and a wonderful team will be leading this weekend. And we're going to be talking to teenager Malia, and she's here to talk about her club, Empower Bahamians. And now, let's check on weather with Brother Godfrey Birdside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather sunrise, high pressure continues to be the dominant feature across the islands, and that's generally some breezy conditions. Today, a lovely day still weather-wise, partly sunny, breezy, and warm. High temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, you can expect a few clouds around on the mild side. Your low temperature going down to 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados, 84 and 74. In Jamaica, 84 and 73. In Trinidad, 87 and 75. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 83 and 68. Across North America, Atlanta, 67 and 44. In Raleigh, 69 and 34. In Miami, 81 and 70. Dallas, Texas, 80 and 59. And Toronto, Canada, 40 and 37. As you go through the week, lovely weekend still weather-wise. High pressure continues to dominate the weather, generate some breezy conditions and warm temperatures. Partly sunny skies throughout, slight chance of a passing showers. The low temperature daytime will be in the low to mid-80s at daytime. At nighttime, upper 60s to lower 70s. That puts you off in your first look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
We believe in relationship banking. We take pride in getting to know our clients. You have access to knowledgeable, approachable ambassadors and financial coaches so that we can recommend the best product for you. At Fidelity, we care about you. From your financial health to your physical health, we can relate to you because we're just like you. Come and start your relationship banking experience with us today. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Visit any of our branches in Nassau or Grand Bahama, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Thank you, Godfrey. Coming up this weekend is the Speak and Lead conference, where you can get equipped to make a greater impact in the world. And here to talk with us about this is our very own Anastarcia Palacious, Chief Executive Officer of Homo Stars, and also Senior Executive, Dr. Iyandra. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's always fun to be on this side of the camera. It very rarely happens. I think this may actually be the first time that I get to sit in as a guest and not the host today. So I'm happy to be here.
Well, I am so privileged and honored to do this. Please don't be nervous. You know, I know it's television and it's live, but I think you'll get this.
Thank you for that, Mark. I appreciate it.
Good. So talk to us. What is self-development?
So self-development is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and many people might be familiar with it in terms of maybe self-help books or this concept of self-actualization if they're familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. But on a much simpler scale, it's simply asking yourself, how can I get better at being the best version of myself every day? Right? What are the small steps that I can take today to help to heal from maybe possible traumas of the past, to make sure that I'm being a better leader, a better wife, a better mother, a better husband, a better father, a better child? Most of all, how am I contributing to society by making sure that I am taking care of myself in a way that allows me to help others to blossom and grow as well? So it really is all about just making sure that one day at a time, one step at a time, you're putting one foot in front of the other and getting better as the years go by.
Very well said. I think people are more aware now that, you know, self-development, mental health, all of these things, getting your house in order is important before you can go take over the world, right? Just as you said.
Indeed.
So tell us, what is Speak and Lead 2022 all about?
So Speak and Lead is a conference series put on together by myself and Charisa Munroe. And people may know, well, she's Charisa Munroe Wilborn now, but she may be very well known in our country as the daughter of the late, great Miles Munroe. And of course, Miles would have taught significantly about leadership all around the world. My husband and I always laugh whenever we travel and people learn from the Bahamas. The first reaction that we often get is, oh, you know Miles Munroe, right? And so he has done a great and significant work in that field. Charisa obviously would have grown up in that space and therefore learned a lot about leadership and the execution of leadership from her dad, and has been speaking around the world before his passing and then especially post his passing, receiving lots of his invitations. So when she and I got together, we both have a history of over some 100,000 hours of public speaking skills. We've done a lot of leadership development work, and we wanted to continue to bring speaking and leadership to the forefront of our country. So many of our leaders can just do it a bit more of making sure that they're engaging and communicating in a way that's effective, And so many speakers want the opportunity to lead more in their organizations, but may not know how, or may find it a challenge to balance it all, right? And so we thought that by coming up with Speak and Lead, we'd give people the opportunity to learn some proven speaking techniques, Mark, that allow you to show up every single time you give a presentation, every time you come on a Zoom call, every time you come and do an interview in Bahamas at Sunrise, and make sure you hit the nail on the head by doing these specific scientific proven speaking techniques, as well as learning to manage as a leader, right? Managing stress, understanding purpose, knowing how to cope. And so it's really going to be a phenomenal opportunity for people to just come and learn and grow with us.
Wow, that sounds like it's the masterclass on how to say what you got to say the right way, right?
Indeed.
I love that. So tell us, who should attend this conference and how do they sign up?
So if you are somebody that thinks you have a story in your heart, something that you want to share, so you might be an author, you might be a coach, you might be a manager that just wants to communicate with your team more effectively, you might never have spoken a day in your life, sign up. You might be a speaker, you might be a Toastmaster, you might want to just speak more. You're trying to figure out, how do I get more speaking opportunities? How can I turn this into a career? Then this is for you. Sign up. Because what we're going to show you is that a part of speaking and creating a life from speaking is also about networking and expanding your horizons. And you're going to be in a great room of people doing just that. If you are a leader, a manager, somebody in senior leadership, like my friend, Dr. Iyandra is here, and she's going to be talking to us about why she's coming, then this is for you as well. But even if you've never led a day in your life, but you have a desire to move forward in some way, in some capacity, if you are a person saying, right now, I'm very unhappy with my current situation, I don't even know what's next, then this is also for you, because you'll find that once you get into the rooms with people who are trying to do some things differently for themselves, your eyes and mind will be opened and your thoughts will begin to expand about what you should do in terms of next steps. So all of those people are welcome to join us at Speak and Lead 2022.
Wow, it sounds like not only are we getting some really, as I said, it's a masterclass in training on speaking techniques, but also sounds like it's a great networking event. It also sounds like there's going to be a number of persons locally and internationally attending that you can learn from and learn from their experiences. And definitely seems like it's going to be a powerful event, right? So Dr. Iyandra, we got you here. So tell us in some of the ways you've invested in self-development over the years.
Well, I feel like, and let me just say good morning. Thank you so much, Star, for inviting me here. Nice to meet you, Mark. My first time meeting you on camera, so it's a pleasure to be here. I believe, I heard Tony Robbins say many years ago that progress equals happiness. And that for me changed everything for me. And what that means is every step that you take to improve yourself, every step you take to progress yourself, right? You push yourself into a state of happiness and fulfillment, a state of being. So without progressing yourself, you're not only unhappy, but you're stagnant. And so I've always tried to get better every single day. Every single day I say, okay, what can I do today to get better? And part of that is going to summits, going to conferences like Speak and Lead, surrounding myself with the people, the right environment that are going to help me propel me to greater heights and elevate me. So I think that's why it's so important. I don't know how much time we have, Star, but I just want to use an example to sort of relate why I think progress and advancing yourself and self-development is so important. I had a friend who recently purchased a new car. She just got a Tesla, and she said, "Oh, I'm loving the fact that I don't have to hold the wheel. I don't have to hold the steering wheel. The car can drive for me. The car can drive me where I want to go." I thought to myself, how many of us are sitting in the steering wheels of our lives, and we're just allowing life to take us wherever we want to go? Without any direction, without any guide. And so to go through life, not advancing yourself, not developing yourself, not determining how you want to live out your life, how you want to live out your purpose is kind of driving, directionless, right? And so that's why I'm just encouraging everyone, to develop yourself, to about how you can improve yourself. And a big part of that is attending summits, attending conferences like Speak and Lead. So I'm excited, Star. I'm excited about Speak and Lead this week, excited about how I'm going to learn to be not just a better communicator, but a better leader, to lead my teams better. I'm excited about the women, the community that I'm going to meet, the relationships that I'm going to build, and how those relationships are going to continue and help me to advance myself and advance my goals even long after Speak and Lead. So I'm truly, truly excited and happy that you've decided to bring your gifts and talents in the form of a conference here to everyone here in the Bahamas. So that's great.
Yes, definitely very well said. I love the analogy or the metaphor of the steering wheel and you're just kind of sitting there and cruising down the highway, right? Yeah, we got to take a hold of that wheel and take control and get off that highway, get on that exit and off to new horizons, right? So tell us, why would you encourage others to join you at Speak and Lead? And this is Dr. Iyandra.
God gives us all, Mark. God gives us all gifts and talents that we have. And he's asking, or he's hoping that we do the work that's needed to realize those gifts and talents. Right. And so he's given us the gift of speaking or the gift of leading. And he's saying, well, in order for you to realize this gift, you have to actually do the work. Well, what is doing the work? Doing the work is developing yourself by reading books. Doing the work is developing yourself by attending summits and conferences, being around people that are going to help you to realize that gift. You don't want to be that person that has that gift that's never been realized. Star talked about Miles Munroe, and one of Miles Munroe's famous quotes that I'll never forget is, the most potential that we've ever seen is in the grave, been fully realized. All of us should do everything in our power to exert our potential. We want to maximize our potential to its fullest. We want to realize our gifts. We can be everything that we seek to become. Everything we seek to envision, we can become. All we have to do is actually work it. We have to develop it. And that's a skill that only comes from developing ourselves. I was actually on a conference call over the weekend, and one of the speakers on the call was a millionaire who had led a millionaire mastermind. And someone asked a question, what piece of advice would you give us? You know, we're all aspiring to be millionaires like you. We want to be leaders like you. And we were all sitting there waiting for some like complex advice, you know, like tell us the secret. And his answer was attend summits. Attend summits. That's where you're going to get the knowledge. That's where you're going to get the ideas. But most importantly, that's where you're going to build the relationships. So attend Speak and Lead this week. You're not going to regret it. It's time for you to realize God's gifts and talents.
Perfect. Sounds like it's going to be an exciting conference. Star, before we go, just tell people again how they can register and how they can pay for this event.
Awesome. Well, we've got several different options. If you're going to be joining us in person, like Dr. Iyandra, who signed up for our VIP package, you can do that, or you can just come in person. We're going to be at Fusion Superplex this Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's the 25th and 26th. Sessions are going to be jammed packed, but we are going to give some opportunities for some fun, some engagement, for some people to dialogue and get to know one another. And if you can't be with us in person in the room, of course it is limited because of COVID, then you can join us online. So you can find a list of price options based on where you are and what you can do right now over at homeofstars.com. That's homeofstars.com/speak and lead. We'd be so happy to have you, Mark. It's time for our generation and for those ahead of us, behind us, to really take advantage of the opportunities found in self-development. No matter where you are right now, there's going to be something there for you. And so we invite you to come and join us. If you've got people like Dr. Iyandra in the room, you're already 10 steps ahead of the game, I assure you. And so this is the time for you to do that. homeofstars.com/speak and lead.
I love it. Perfect. I am charged up already. Speak and Lead 2022. Coming up this weekend, we have our very own Anastarcia Palacious and Dr. Iyandra Bryan. We'd like to thank you both for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise. I'll be there so I can figure out how to become a millionaire.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
In the Bahamas, small business is big business. More than 90% of the businesses in the Bahamas are classified as micro, small, or medium-sized enterprises, or MSMEs. The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center was created to serve them. We at the Access Accelerator offer a variety of services to our clients: business advisory services, training and entrepreneurial programming, mentorship and incubation, and advocacy.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Now, according to Forbes magazine, the number of data breaches in 2021 greatly increased over those of 2020. So what is the need for businesses to have cybersecurity? Here to talk with us about this, we're very happy to welcome Shakera. She's the IT Security and Compliance Manager with Cable Bahamas Limited. Shakera, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Hi, good morning, and thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us. Let's get straight into the conversation so that people are aware of why their businesses ought to be protected. The first question I have for you is, when we talk about cybersecurity for a business, what is at risk?
Well, as you stated, businesses today have become increasingly reliant on the use of technology to drive growth and innovations. And this is because they want to remain competitive. And what is at risk when it comes to cybersecurity is the ability to conduct business, the ability to remain in business, because there are severe implications. Cyber attacks can have damaging consequences. There can be financial loss. There's the risk of operational disruptions. There's the risk of reputational damage, as well as legal implications and fines.
Wow, that's a whole lot to consider. And the legal implications and fines. See, that's the thing. I think sometimes businesses imagine that if they don't do something, then it's not their fault. But in the reality of the way the world works, you might not have done something, but if the breach happens on your watch, there's still a penalty to pay for that. And so it's really important that we remember those sorts of lessons.
Absolutely.
So help us to understand some of the terms associated with all of this. What is malware? What is ransomware? What is phishing?
Well, these are actually some of the most common types of cyber threats or cyber attacks, right? Malware, this is the term used for malicious software, and this includes several. This can be viruses, these can be worms, even the ransomware. This is a type of malware. And what these software do, they deny you access to your critical components on your networks. They are intending to steal information about, your device or the person that's using it. And in some cases, like ransomware, they render your devices inoperable. So you do not have the ability to use them anymore.
Wow.
In the case of phishing, phishing is another extremely common and successful type of social engineering attack. And this is the practice of sending fraudulent communication that appears to come from a known or reputable source. And these most commonly happen via email, but they can also happen through social media networks and other online communities. And why phishing attacks are so successful is because they go directly to the person. They go directly to the user, whether that's the customer, whether that's the employee. They get that email directly, and they have become more and more believable. Trust me, they have become more and more believable. These hackers are out there doing their homework, understanding what it is that you do on a regular basis, what it is you're interested at that particular point in time, what's going on in the world. So they use all of these as vectors or mediums to trick you into getting the information that they may need. And this could be in the form of credit card information. They have the ability to ask you for your login credentials. So once you give that to them, they have exactly what it is that they need to launch their wider attack. And then there's different types of phishing attacks. There's spear phishing attacks where the emails or the attack is directed to an individual or a company. And then there's whaling. These attacks go directly to at senior executives and stakeholders in your organizations.
Wow. And, as you talked about this, I think several of the banks have come on recently doing some commercials locally talking about, being aware of the emails that you were getting. I would have received several messages across many platforms, both email and social media, just saying, somebody posing as a friend, asking for money for a flight or to say that they were lost somewhere, right? And it's just so important that you're vigilant in making sure that you contact people, confirming that it is them before you proceed to give any sort of data and information. And so I think that is one example that we've seen locally, but are businesses at the Bahamas at risk of any of the other things that you mentioned previously?
Most definitely. No business with an online presence is immune to cyber attacks. And just as other companies around the world, here in the Bahamas, we store data about our employees. We store data about our customers. We're using the same technologies as companies around the world to operate our businesses. So definitely, I would say that businesses are at risk. Back in 2019, one of the most notable or the events that made the news was when the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas fell victim to a cyber attack. And this resulted in thousands of dollars of damages for ZNS. So we know firsthand that the Bahamas is at risk.
Wow. All right. So what would you say is the greatest area of vulnerability for businesses here?
And this is common around the world, not just here, but the human factor. The human factor is the greatest area of vulnerability for any business. Businesses generally do a very good job of putting in technical safeguards. We put in the firewalls. We know we have to purchase certain tools, security tools. However, it takes one click from an employee, one click from a vendor or consultant to unravel all of the strengthening that we did through the technical safeguards. So it is very important that we look at the human factor not only as the weakest link, but look at it from the lens that they can also become the strongest link in the business or corporation.
I like that. They might be the weakest, but if with some training and some understanding, they could be the strongest. So it's important that we share vital information with them. Let's talk about that. How do we then make businesses as secure as possible?
So first of all, businesses need to make cybersecurity a priority. There's a saying in the industry, there are two types of companies, those that have been hacked and those who do not know yet that they have been hacked. So we can do things such as practicing good cyber hygiene. And what this means as it relates to our devices, ensuring that they are up to date with the latest versions of the software, the applications that we're using, they all have vulnerabilities that need to be patched. And so we making sure that we're doing that in a timely basis, ensuring that we have antivirus installed on our machines. This is very important. And then thirdly, training, employee training at all levels. The executives need to be trained because they have different targets and different things that they need to look out for. Your employees, your vendors, your consultants, employee security awareness training is very, very important. Employees need to know what they should and should not be doing. Then there's implementing best practices, such as enforcing strong passwords. You wouldn't put a padlock on the front door of your house. So ensuring that you are enforcing strong password policies, using strengthening your passwords with two-factor authentication. This is very, very important. This is a simple implementation, but you'd be surprised how many companies are not using it. And what this means is you're adding a second layer of protection on the passwords. The passwords are the keys to your kingdom. So ensuring that you have the strongest, meaning that they're long and they are complex. Then thirdly, I would say making sure you have a data breach recovery plan, ensuring that you know what to do in the event of some inadvertent incident, making sure that you're backing up your data and testing those backups. You don't want when it's in the middle of a crisis that you're finding out that your backups are corrupted. So making sure that you have a plan in place and you are ensuring that you're testing that plan is very, very important.
Yep, I think it's so well said. I dealt with an issue with my phone yesterday, and I lost all of my WhatsApp data. And it was as simple as making that not being backed up properly. Just series of things that can happen when you're in the moment and you're frustrated and you have to make quick decisions that you should have thought of in advance. And so I'm so grateful that you came on and you shared that with businesses, that we've got to plan ahead. You need to make sure that you're doing training, that you're protecting yourself as much as possible. We do have to go now, but do you have any final words for us before we leave this morning?
I would just like to say that not only on a business level, but on a personal level, be very, very vigilant. Know the threats that your company face, know the threats that you as an individual face. That way you are able to protect yourself against them. So that goes across the board. Companies and personal individuals do the same.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us this morning, Ms. Rolle. You seem, of course, quite knowledgeable about this and passionate, and we're grateful that you were able to just give us some ideas on the ways that we ought to be protecting ourselves. Things as simple as two-step verification can make all the difference, and more complex passwords. And so we thank you for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for having me. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Join the Click is an initiative started by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions last year when we were trying to figure out how to help business leaders as well as consumers to stay connected. Working with Canoe, working with other partners, working with the government and My Gateway to help them to connect with customers who want to place orders and want to be able to do things in a digital way.
My Gateway. My Gateway is a groundbreaking portal through which clients can request and pay for government services online. We have 28 services. We expect to increase the number of services to a minimum of 200.
I love that we're helping the government and helping our citizens to be more efficient and to use their time more wisely.
I invite you to sign up for mygateway.gov.bs and let us make government work for you. Join the Click.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this marvelous Monday. I'm Anastarcia Palacious.
And I'm Mark Daniels. Thank you for being up with us dead early on this marvelous Monday.
Oh, Mark, it's been a good morning so far. Great catching up with our friends from Cable Bahamas and having that conversation on cybersecurity. And then, of course, it was my pleasure to share with my good friend, Dr. Iyandra, as we get ready for Speak in Lead 2022. Thank you so much for that interview.
Yeah, definitely learned a lot in that short segment, but also it sounds like it's going to be a very exciting event. It's one of those level up events of the year. You know, if level up is our theme for 2022, then this is definitely one of those level up events that I and everyone who's watching the show should attend. Level up.
Level up, level up, level up, level up. All right, well, we got more to come in the second half of the show. We're going to be continuing to level up for you. We're going to talk with young Malia Cash about her club, Empower Bahamians. Looking forward to learning more about that.
Definitely. And we're also going to find out what's going on for Guide Week. That should be very exciting. But let's take a second look at weather with Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. And your second look at the weather at Sunrise. High pressure continues to dominate the weather across the islands, generally some breezy conditions, but also some warm temperatures. In your marine forecast, we do have a caution posted for small craft operators. Winds today northeast to east at 15-20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet. On Tuesday, those winds become easterly at 15-20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet. On Wednesday, those winds east to southeast at 15-20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet. Your tides. You can expect a high tide at 10:50 this morning. Your next low tide will be at 5:07 this evening. High gain tonight at 11:26. sunset 6:07 this evening, rising by 6:38. UV index 7, your water temperature 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase now moving towards the last quarter. Your extended look, high pressure will continue to dominate throughout the week with those breezy conditions. So for the most part during the week, partly sunny skies, a little breezy. On the warm side, slight chance of 1 to passing showers. Low temperature daytime will be in the low to mid 80s daytime. At nighttime, upper 60s to lower 70s. That was to wrap you up fun. Look at weather sunrise. I'm glad to go inside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. Empower Bahamians is a club for teenagers who want to have a hands-on experience and broaden their horizons through exploration. Here to tell us more is club founder and Queens College 11th grader, Malia Cash. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise, Malia.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
It is our pleasure to have anything doing with youth on this show. So we're so happy that you're here up with us dead early, although you're probably used to getting up early for school, right? Good. So tell us, what made you decide to start Empower Bahamians?
For a teen like me, who is always thinking and has different thoughts that many people my age aren't interested in or would call boring, I was expressing this to my mother and I was like, well, I don't really have anyone to speak to my age, just talking about a bunch of old people. So yeah, and she was like, I should start a club. And I was like, should I? And after giving it some thought, here we are.
That's awesome, because who want to be talking to old people, right? So tell us, who is the club open to?
Well, the club is open to teen girls and boys between the ages of 15 to 18 who are that different teen, that teen who has thoughts that their peers would be like, hey, that's weird, why are you even thinking about that? Or who just would be called boring. And this club is for them to come with other teens like them who want to express new ideas, new thoughts, and explore different career options that can help change the world and the Bahamas.
That is awesome, and I was one of those weird kids in high school, right? And so I know that, high school is a difficult time for, some kids, and to have a support group, where you have persons like yourself, like-minded people to share ideas and, once again, empower each other. I think it's a really powerful statement and movement. I'm so happy that you're doing this at your school. So tell us, what are some of the things that your members are interested in exploring?
Well, starters, it's not a part of my school, it's kind of separate, but well, we're planning on going to visit UV, and that's because the theme is college, and we'll also be having some college students come in and talk about the college life, roommate etiquette, and how to resolve conflict.
That's good. Once again, having a mentorship type of program built into it as well. And you're saying that it's open to schools outside of yours, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. We make that clear, right? So tell us about the college theme that you're having in the next few months. Give us a little more information.
Okay, well, we'll have college students and also a life coach to help break the ice too. We'll have college students come in and speak about their college experience and the amount of work that they get, how to navigate college life, how to manage your money, and I guess be in a new environment with different people and how to navigate that. And also we'll be visiting places to get a more hands-on feeling with these things.
Yes, that sounds interesting. Tell us about some of the places you're interested in touring this year.
We're interested, well, in addition to UB, we'll be going to visit the Media House, which is Finn Castle Media. And we'll also be visiting some businesses because we also are touching on entrepreneurship later on.
Man, I feel like I need to go back in time and join this club because you got money management, you got entrepreneurship, you got college life. It seems like a very complete program and also very helpful, for those that are around your age that are wondering, what am I doing in the next 3 to 5 years, short-term planning and long-term planning. So tell me, what does empowerment mean to you?
Empowerment to me means to bring out the confidence and to mesh that together with your gifts, and so that you can share that with the world and bring a new idea and new thoughts that can help improve old systems that have been outdated and we still do.
Yes, definitely a great statement. You're infusing those things into your colleagues, into your peers. That's going to make them better, more confident, get them a different perspective. There's going to be a lot of networking happening. And once again, like you said in the beginning, that sometimes we need that a little bit of encouragement to know that our thoughts and those ideas and those dreams we have may not be as far out there as we think. And we need those people who are thinking outside the box to help shape this world and make it even more interesting and an even better place to live in. So tell us, anybody who's interested that wants to join Empower Bahamians, tell us how can they do that?
Okay, well, you can contact me via email, which is ebbahamas@gmail.com, all lowercase, or via WhatsApp at 829-9018.
And
From there,
go ahead, continue.
From there, you can ask questions.
Good. And so, before we wrap up, give us some of your, final thoughts, on the club and where you see it going in the next, 5 to 10 years.
Okay, well, because I'll be graduating next year,
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll have to hand it over to someone so that they can be like an overseer.
Yep.
Also, I want the club to flourish to a point where it's offered to people on the family islands, and even after that step, to the world, to become an international club.
I love it. That's what you're talking about. Plant that seed, nurture it, and let it grow. Malia Cash, I'd like to thank you so much for coming on Bahamas at Sunrise this morning, talking about Empower Bahamians, a wonderful club, and you guys should go and check that out. So thank you for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for having me. It was a nice experience.
Great. We love having you on, and we're looking forward to seeing what the club is doing in the upcoming months.
Okay, thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
We believe in relationship banking. We take pride in getting to know our clients. You have access to knowledgeable, approachable ambassadors and financial coaches so that we can recommend the best product for you. At Fidelity, we care about you. From your financial health to your physical health, we can relate to you because we're just like you. Come and start your relationship banking experience with us today. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Visit any of our branches in Nassau or Grand Bahama, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. The Bahamas Girl Guides Association has designated the month of February as Guide Month each year, and this week in particular is Guide Week. Here to tell us more about the jam-packed week of activities, we're so happy to welcome Leja Burrows. She's the Chief Commissioner with the Bahamas Girl Guides Association, and she's joined today by Sarah Knowles, who's a Ranger Guide with the Bahamas Girl Guides Association. Ms. Burrows, always a pleasure to see you. Sarah, good morning, both of you. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. So, Ms. Burrows, let's get started with you. What is the purpose of Guide Month?
Okay, Guide Month. First of all, the Bahamas Girl Guides Association identified the month of February for Guide Month because during this month we have World Thinking Day, which is the birth date of our founder, Lord Baden-Powell. And so this month is to bring awareness to guiding in the Bahamas, to enhance our sisterhood, to develop relationships with our other civic organizations, and to bring an awareness to world issues that concerns girls and women.
Wow, that is a very powerful motivation, bringing awareness to world issues, making sure that people are thinking, honoring your founder, while doing it all in sisterhood. That is an absolutely a beautiful and forward-thinking way of organizing your events and making sure that everything is happening with purpose. What are some of the wonderful activities planned for this week, Guide Week?
Well, on Saturday, we started our community camp cleanup. So our community cleanup took place. Girls identified areas in their community, all over the Bahamas actually, and they cleaned up. And it's unfortunate that they were able to collect bags and bags of garbage along the side roads, in open vacant lots. And so we started off with the cleanup campaign. Yesterday, we had a beautiful virtual church service. And during the week, we will have activities for each level. The sunflowers, the brownies, the guides, and the rangers will all have their special events. And of course, on Tuesday is World Thinking Day. And so that has been a very important highlight, World Thinking Day. Now, earlier, our devotions, we had morning devotions conducted by Bahamas Girl Guides Association this entire week on ZNS. And we will wrap up with a cross-island relay. This cross-island relay will start, it's a 5-mile relay, and each leg will be a different unit carrying the baton on from one leg to the other until we end up at headquarters. In New Providence, we have a starting point in the east and a starting point in the west. And they will meet at the finish line, our new headquarters on West Bay Street. And so this is a very exciting week for us. Rangers have their own events planned as well. Very interesting and empowering events planned for Rangers.
Excellent, excellent. No, I love it. I love the idea of a cross-island relay, which gets, and that's always a beautiful thing because it's an archipelagic nation. There are people all over the country that are in Girl Guides. And so it's beautiful that you've been able to do that. And of course, to use technology as well to ensure that guides are meeting even given the circumstances. Well, of course, Sarah, you are a ranger and rangers have their own events planned this week. What are you guys going to be up to?
Some of the events we have planned this week is Meet This Monday, which actually takes place today. Movie night, tree planting, and also beach cleanups.
Okay. Meatless Monday. Why did you all decide that you guys were going to take a stand on being vegetarian for the day?
People do not realize that meat consumption is actually responsible for releasing gases that contribute to climate change. And if you participate in Meatless Monday or stop eating meat one day out of the week, you can reduce your carbon footprint by 8 pounds.
What? Well, this is news for me, right? So it sounds like something we're going to have to be implementing in my house, but I love that. And I'm just grateful that it's young people like you and the other rangers that are telling us those sorts of things. That's something that we got to know, especially when we live in a climate country that's so impacted by hurricanes like our own. So congratulations to you and the Rangers. I hope that it's an awesome week, and I hope that those watching will join in with the Meet This Monday today. Ms. Burrows, you talked about a list of things that are going to be happening this week. You talked about even your devotions being on TV as well. Who can participate in the events that you've described?
Really, our events, the variety of events, really, all persons can participate in at least one of our events. Mm-hmm. And so, for example, the morning devotion is for the nation. Mm-hmm. Girl Guides will lead the nation in morning devotion. And then we have our church service, which everyone was invited to, our World Thinking Day. And then we have our special events that are for members. So the sunflowers only will go to the sunflower event. And of course, we invite you to join us and cheer on our athletes as we participate in that cross-island relay. And so we have a variety of events for a variety of people.
Indeed, indeed. Now you brought up World Thinking Day several times. I just want to learn more about that. What exactly is World Thinking Day? How do we participate in that? And is there a particular theme this year?
Yes, World Thinking Day is actually celebrated by Girl Guides and Girl Scouts all across the world. So the World Association of Girl Guides and Girl Scouts has identified the theme this year, and our theme is Our World, Our Equal Future. And so we're looking at two areas two issues. One is the environment, and the other is equality, gender equality. And so girls, as they go through the week's activities and our ceremony, they will begin to focus on those issues that are concerning us, not only in our own country, but globally.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And, for you, Sarah, why is World Thinking Day important to the Rangers and to the Girl Guides all around the world?
World Thinking Day is important because as young people, we look forward to joining with 10 million sisters around the world, celebrating what we all have in common and working on the same causes to earn the same badges in over 152 countries in 5 different regions. And it is also a wonderful time to think of how diverse our large family is, diverse yet united in the same values.
Wow, that's a whole lot of statistics. 10 million young women have committed themselves to Girl Guides. That's phenomenal to hear. And it's so good to see that on this one particular day, everybody's focused on trying to imagine a better future for us all. So that's absolutely beautiful. And so, before you go, Ms. Burrows, can you remind us, why is it important that we consider putting our young ladies into the Girl Guiding program, starting with Sunflower straight up to Rangers?
Before I get to that, during World Thinking Day, we say to the girls, not only are you thinking, but you're called to action. So what are you doing as an individual, as a group, as a nation, and as a citizen of the world? What are you doing to help to prevent or eliminate these problems or these issues that we face? And so therefore, there are many benefits to joining the Bahamas Girl Guides Association, and they really come more as personal and national development. The girls develop themselves, they're based on their interests, based on the experiences. Of course, we have outdoor camping, we have special interests, we have technology, we've added our new DREAM program has added a lot of new and exciting activities, STREAM, and so the girls can get involved in all of the types of activities that help to build character.
Wow.
And
That's
so
excellent.
we know that girls who go through this program will become better individuals and citizens.
Certainly, certainly. I've had the privilege of joining Girl Guides as a brownie and continuing straight through my guiding years. And I know many others who've done the same. And there's just so many wonderful things that you learn, such great camaraderie that you build with those from around the country who are involved in the same program. And of course, you guys highlighted this is a global initiative and a global initiative on a very large scale. And so, Sarah, before you go, can you talk to us about your journey? When did you start Girl Guides? How has it been for you? Why is this something that you're still doing and committed to? And why should other people consider joining Girl Guides?
I joined Girl Guides around becoming a brownie. And guiding so far for me has been fun and exciting, not only meeting new people on my island, but around the Bahamas. My favorite memory I think that I've been so far is when I went camping in Grand Bahama, and I got to meet not just people from Grand Bahama, but other girls from Nassau and other places in the Bahamas as well. And some benefits of joining guides, I think, is that you get to meet new people, not just in the Bahamas, but around the world. And you also get to help others and give back to your community. And it also helps you to build confidence in yourself. And you get to do all of this while having fun at the same time.
Yep. Sounds like all the qualities we would want for all of our young ladies. And so we congratulate both of you for the hard work that you put into guiding. And so, Ms. Burrows, if somebody is watching and they want their daughter to get involved in the Girl Guides program, what do they do? Can they contact headquarters? Do they have to reach out to the school individually? How do they join you?
Sure, there are a variety of ways. You can contact headquarters 322-4342. You can also go on our website. We have our website. We have a form there that you can fill out if you're interested, or you can contact your church or your school group. And the leaders there will be more than happy to take you through the registration process.
Excellent, excellent. Well, ladies, we want to thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Wishing both of you all the best with your events. Sarah, I want to try to get as many people on board with this Meatless Monday as possible. That is a very big deal when we can reduce the carbon footprint. And I don't think many of us have ever heard that. So that's very interesting. But congratulations to all of you for the devotions continuing that we're able to join in. For the 5K that's going to come, I hope that you'll come out and support. But congratulations and thanks again for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you, Anastarcia.
Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back. Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Bahamas at Sunrise. It was a pleasure to have you with us as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. And I want to remind you, if you do want to sign up for Speak and Lead, it's homeofstars.com/speak and lead. My good friend Charisa, Munroe, and I will be talking you through some of the most well-known and actually some undercover stuff, Mark, that many people don't know, but that can guarantee that you always show up and do your very best when speaking in front of audiences, in front of groups, in front of your teams. And so we really want to encourage you to join us. And that, of course, takes place at Fusion this Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., homeofstars.com/speak and lead.
Perfect. Looking forward to it, Star. I know it's going to be a wonderful event, a wonderful weekend. Bahamas, make sure you level up, man. This is the level up year. Don't get left behind. You guys have a great week. Thanks for joining us dead early this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Bye.